Hey everyone, this is Pastor Allen back again. I wanted to give you an idea of my sermon themes for April. Of course, this first Sunday is Resurrection Sunday, and I'm always excited about the resurrection. It's a wonderful event. We are, as Christians, celebrating Jesus Christ rising from the dead. This Sunday is pretty busy for us. We have a lot of things going on. There's a sunrise service at 7 a.m. at Sakakawea State Park in Pick City. And if you'd like to join us for that, that would be great. We also have a Sunday morning service in Riverdale beginning at 9 o'clock. And then our regular morning worship service at Garrison begins at 11 o'clock. So we'd invite you to come and be a part of any of these services. Those are a little bit of different changes in times. We wanted to kind of give ourselves a little more time on Easter to celebrate and enjoy the day. So those are kind of things that I'd like to encourage you to be a part of and celebrate. The resurrection is the most wonderful thing in the world. My message on Resurrection Sunday will be the power of the resurrection from Philippians chapter 3, beginning in verse 9. And it'll be about the resurrection of Jesus, how that resurrection of Jesus Christ is at work in our lives as we await his resurrection of our bodies. So that's going to be kind of what's going on this particular Sunday. I hope you'll join me for those. During the rest of April, I have a theme called Day by Day, and it's taken from Romans chapter 14. And special days are kind of important in all of our lives. Days when we have succeeded and days we remember when we failed. A day to remember a great event or a great sorrow. Some of them are kind of silly, and some of them don't make a whole lot of difference anyway in our lives or anybody else's. Some of them stop us in our tracks and demand that we take time to ponder the realities of what has happened. Of course, that is the reason for national holidays. But it was a reason also in the Old Testament for what was called Sabbath observance. Beginning at sundown on Friday and going through sundown on Saturday was the Sabbath and still is the Sabbath for Jewish people. It was a time for them to reflect and rest and resolve their weeks. By the time of Jesus, however, it had become much more than that. It had become a ritual that had very little to do with reflection or refreshing or even resolving issues in their lives for the coming week or for the future. Instead, it had become about rigid rules and false piety that had little to do with a relationship with God or with other people. Sometimes our special days get in the way of what is really important. Paul wrote to the Romans, to the Roman Christians in chapter 14, beginning in verse 5, about the challenges for Christians of special days. He said, one person esteems one day above another, another esteems every day alike. Let each be fully convinced in his own mind. He who observes the day observes it to the Lord, and he who does not observe the day, to the Lord he does not observe it. He who eats, eats to the Lord. He who gives, and for he gives God thanks, and he who does not eat, to the Lord he does not eat, and he gives God thanks. There is a danger in our desire to establish the process of the day. Very often we will lose sight of what is really meant by that day. Jesus would say the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. When we become slaves to our own rituals, we fail to honor God and we fail to hold special those people for whom God created those days. And as a result, we don't bless our neighbors, nor do we honor God. Ritual devoid of real worship for God and real concern for other humans is an empty and discouraging thing. Paul tells us ritual days and activities and foods and all those kinds of things are good insomuch as they honor God. It is more important that we recognize that each day we have is a gift from God. And we should honor him with that day, no matter whether it is a special day or not. We need to honor God with each of our days. On April the 11th, I'll be talking to you about 3 special days. My title of the message will be Underwater, Unlettered, and Unerased. And it'll be coming from Colossians chapter 2, beginning in verse 8. Sometimes we as Christians feel overwhelmed or inadequate and unimportant. The 3 days I'll be looking at are National Submarine Day, National Scrabble Day, and National Rubber Eraser Day. I kind of left National Tax Day out of that because that was too painful for me to talk about. On the 18th, I'll be talking to you about 2 of my favorite days, and that'll be from Hosea chapter 6, 1 through 6. God rescues us from ourselves and the sinfulness of other people. The 2 days that I'll be reflecting on are actually 2 of my favorite days, National Animal Cracker Day. And I don't know if you as a kid enjoyed animal crackers. I know I did, and I still like animal crackers. The other day is National Bicycle Day, and I really am a big fan of that. So those are the 2 days I want to talk to you a little bit about on the 18th. On the 25th, I want to talk to you about the hero in the common man, and that'll be from Acts chapter 4, beginning in verse 13. When we have been with Jesus, people will notice that reality. And I'm going to be looking a little bit at National Plumbers Day, which happens on that particular day, and talking about the importance of our everyday lives and our everyday work habits and how that impacts the people we meet and talk to. So those are the things that I am talking about and excited about for this coming April series of messages. I hope you'll join me for them. I really am excited about this season of the year. God bless you. Celebrate the resurrection. Jesus rose from the dead, and we have every reason to celebrate. God bless.